Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Fibertown. I'm Emily, and it is, June 4th? June 4th, 5th. I should know that. Anyway, good morning and welcome. Alice is running around on the porch again like a crazy dog. So I do apologize for any snorts, hacks, barks. She's having a blast. Let me see if I can show you all. That's her new birthday toy. She had a fabulous birthday last Saturday, and she's 1 year old now. Not calmed down a whole lot, but that's how it goes. She had a great, delicious birthday treat that my kids made her. It had peanut butter, banana slices, grass clippings. They wanted to put some dead bugs, but I had to draw the line somewhere. She just adored it. So we sang happy birthday, and the littlest Fibertown turned 1. All right, so I'm Emily, as I said. I'm Chain of Fools on Ravelry and Plurk, Fibertown on MyFitnessPal, Hipcast, YouTube, and Instagram. And you can reach me on my blog also, which is fibertown.blogspot.com. I got a hairdo, my biannual hairdo. And I had decided to go gray when I turned 40, and I was getting really tired of that. So I went, can you see that? Purple, I got a purple streak, but the rest of it is so dark. I'm not used to it anymore, but this is like, my daughter came with me to the hair salon, and it was like a before and after. Beautiful dark hair. Drab and gray. So I said, that's how I used to look, give me that again. But I'm not used to it. It's just very dark, that initial hair color. But I got my summer fun cut with the fun colors, and yay! I can't believe it's June. School's almost over. I'm not sure how the podcast is going to go this summer. I'll still be recording, but there'll be folks around. Many, many more folks than right now. Alice, chill. All right, so are you ready to talk knitting and such? A few things first before we do that. I want to say hi to Chrissy and Marge Key. Let's see, that's Stitched Together and Marge Key. They're both from the UK, and they both introduced themselves. So hey, glad you guys could join the group and say hello. I got a really wonderful shout out on the Mustache podcast. So thank you, massive, massive thank you to Stacy and Steph. That was a big surprise, and it was lovely. I'm really enjoying their podcast as well. Alrighty, so we have, sorry about that, Alice is shaking the camera. We have a drawing to do for the May FOs, and the June FO thread is open already, so go ahead and start putting your FOs in there. Okay, we had a lot of entries, so I'm going to put 2 through 117. We go up 2 through 117. Generate random number. Woo, an early one. Number 5. Let's see if it's someone who hasn't already won. Because as you know, the rule for this one is, for the FO drawing is, if you've won within a 6-month period, give someone else a chance. Okay, let's see. May FOs. Number 5 was on page 1. Okay. Number 5 is somebody who hasn't won before. Ehiva. And that is Yvonne from Sweden. And she made a really cute little color cat. Adorable, adorable. So congratulations, Yvonne. Shoot me a PM on Rav, and I'll hook you up with a pattern. I wonder what you'll get. A couple of the patterns that I have given away, I've kind of been enabled by because I want to make them too. All right, I have a show and tell that is not totally finished, but it is the Ede by Cerelia Rose. It is a free pattern. It's a Barocco pattern. I knit it on 10.5s, my Chowgoos, out of Cascade Eco wool, and it has pockets. And it is seamed. The ends are not woven in, but this is how much Eco wool I had left after the seaming. So, kind of a nerve-wracking evening of knitting when I was doing the rest of the finishing up the back. So I did do the back a little differently than the pattern, or quite differently from the pattern, in that I did the staghorn cable instead of the trellis pattern, and I did the ear of corn up the side instead of the little cable that they had. It's too tight in the shoulders, which is why I haven't woven in the ends. Don't know what happened. I mean, it fits. Can raise my arms. I don't know. Awesome, awesome pockets. Loving the pockets. So it's a cozy winter sweater. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think the only option, the armholes are too short. And I've knit this thing before and it fit beautifully. And I even did a bigger size this time. I think my tension in the arms, I think I was just obsessively knitting the sleeves and my tension probably got tighter. I think maybe what I need to do is take out the sleeves. I don't want to. Take out the sleeves and reknit the top of them with a bigger needle. Or maybe a bigger size. I don't know if that will fix the armpit depth problem though. Before I do that, I'm going to block the whole thing. I did block it piece by piece, but I'm going to rewash it and try to stretch it out again. It's worth a try before I pick apart the seams. That's my Ede. Wish me luck getting it to fit correctly. I'm sorry, this dog is nuts. So kind of sad, but I'll let you all know how it turns out. So that's my only show and tell. So I have two new works in progress. The first one is out of Fiber Nymph Dye Works, Mint Chocolate Chip, self-striping. And this is the Bounce Base, which is 80% merino, 20% nylon. Looks like this. I love mint chocolate chip ice cream, don't you? Okay, so I split the skein in two, weighed it, broke it into 2 balls, and then I cast on for 2 at a time, top down socks. Here they are. They're a hot mess right now. I've never done the vanilla bean pattern, but I thought this would be a great yarn to try it with. Because it's simple 2-stripe socks. And so far so good. Got 2 little sockies. These are Chowgoo 1.5s, US 1.5s. I think that's a 2.5 millimeter. And yeah, 2 at a time. And we'll see. Maybe I can knock these out in June. There are a ton of self-striping sock knit-alongs in June. Like, I don't know, 3 or 4 it seems like. So that is WIP number 1. That is in my Knitting Den prize bag that I won, which is really well made and beautiful. Special Knitting Den fabric. And I have another sock, and I toyed with the idea of not showing you guys this one because it is a design I am doing myself. I've never designed anything other than, you know, a few cowls, just really plain things. But I decided to show you all because on Instagram I saw a picture of somebody who was doing the Tour de Sock, and this sock had the same exact pattern that I had chosen, so I don't think I'll be selling this pattern. But it's still valuable as you know, a lesson in designing. So I have, this is out of, let's see, Hazelnuts Artisan Sock, which is really nice so far. I've never used it before. It's a Sagebrush colorway. I picked this up at Fiberspace last summer. I have 2 other skeins. I was thinking I would make a colorwork shawl, but I just wanted to be socks. So I have a lace pattern on the front and back, and then that ear of corn right there on each side. 2 ear of corn going down each side. Because I really like that stitch. That was from the Ed A. And then lots of like twisted stitches and pearls. So I'm going to keep going with this. These are on my Carbons DPNs 1.5s. I really like these Carbons much more than the Fix Circulars. These are really fast needles for me. I love my little bobbly stitch markers. That is in, that sock, oops, just dropped a needle. That sock is in the very first bag I ever sewed myself. Cute is that fabric. It's fabric I picked up when I was in Cambridge, Massachusetts a few summers ago at a place called Gather Here, which is a really neat concept for a craft place. It was a yarn store slash sewing store. They had sewing machines you could rent time on, fabric, patterns, and it was a community kind of place, hence the name Gather Here. So yeah, I love this. It's a little woodland scene with a bear and a little girl with a basket of apples. Super cute. And this is the bag pattern from In Color, the In Color Order blog. It's a free pattern, and this is the size that they give you on the blog. I upsized it for most of my other bags that I've made. So yeah, those are my whips. I've knit a little bit on some ancient whips too, but I'm not going to show you. My loop bat shawl I knit on. I knit on my daughter's temperature scarf a little bit. Yeah. So I've just mainly worked on the Ed A and got that done in about a month. And that's bulky yarn, so that's about a standard time frame for me to do a sweater like that. Just wish it fit better. All right, so we do have spinning to talk about as well. Let's see. So I started spinning. Actually, let me show you this one first. I showed you last week my brown Rambouillet fleece that I made into poonies, and I'm spinning it on my supported spindle, and I've started really getting into the supported spindling. I think I'm improving. I've got a nice cop down here, nice sized cop, and I think I've got much more of a rhythm going. Still really uneven. That's the nature of the fleece with all the neppy stuff in it. Yeah. Once I make the yarn and wash it again, I think a lot of the lanolin will come out, because that's what happened with the first skein of this I made. And this is my Spanish Peacock supported spindle. I believe it's a Tibetan spindle. So, hey, yay for better skills. Practice makes progress. The other thing I've put on my Ladybug is Greenwood Fiberworks, Butterfingers, sorry. Greenwood Fiberworks. There's it's on Etsy. greenwoodfiberworks.etsy.com. And this is merino, which is not really my favorite thing to spin, I have to say. But it's taken me a while to get into the groove of spinning this. This is the Figs colorway. Really love the colors, of course. It's purple. And I'm spinning it fractal. 2-ply. This is the first half of the braid. I split it vertically. The second half of the braid I split into 4s because it's a really don't bark. We have bluebirds at our bluebird house. They're starting a second brood, so the dog is really interested. This is one of them. I think it's ideal for fractal spinning because the color repeats are really consistent in the braid, kind of a pattern. You know, it's always going to go 2 purples, pink, white, taupe, white, you know, the colors always line up. So it's going to be a really interesting fractal spin. So with that, I'll get long repeats of one color, and then I'll get some barber pulling as well. And I have some ideas about all of my purple hand spun specifically. Let's see, I'll show you what I've got. Let's see. This is my big basket of hand spun. Not everything. My alpaca's not in here, for example. But I have a lot of purple hand spun. It's just sitting here. I have Julie Spins BFL Silk. It's the best stuff ever. It's 50-50 BFL Silk. Look at that. And then I have some Into the World. This was Fractal Spun. What else? I have Cloud Lover, Haunted Vineyard. It's mostly purples and greens. Ooh, this was a Hobbledehoy bat. Look at that. Purple, purple. This was Merino. Still got a lot of that left. This was more Into the World spun Navajo. Let's see. It was just a little batling. It's about 2 ounces. So my thought, ooh, this is one of the very first things I ever spun. Art yarn. My thought with all of these purples, plus the purple I'm working on now, is to try to make the Party Mix sweater, which is a knitty pattern by Julia Farwell Clay. Pull it up. I had it just a minute ago. Let me see. Here we go. Party Mix. It is a sweater made out of hand spun. It is raglan pieced sweater. You can choose to make the front and the back out of hand spun, and then the sleeves out of commercial yarn, like in this picture. Or you can do the sleeves out of one type of hand spun, and then the front out of another, and then the back out of another. So I think that'd be kind of awesome. And I do have 8 ounces of a BFL silk that I dyed myself that I could spin, and that could be part of it. So I'm kind of excited about that. Because I really love, in particular, this one. I think I've got enough yardage for a front or a back in here. It's 300 some. So we shall see. I don't know. That's sort of rambling around in my head. Really, that's it this week, you guys. As I said, finishing that sweater, not being super thrilled with it. Got some socks on the needles, but I'm kind of in limbo pattern-wise. I don't know. I'm thinking shawl, but I can't really commit myself to a shawl right now. Or I can, but I can't decide on which one I want to do. So I'll just be knitting away on socks, and hopefully you guys will have a great week knitting as well. You want to, here, let's get a little parting Alice shot. Oh, she took a cushion off. The dog never stops. She's killing the bone right now. Anyway, it's perfect weather. We're enjoying ourselves. I'm going to Fiberspace today to visit the new space, so I'll have, you know, a report back about that next week. And in the meantime, I hope you all have fantastic knitting, fantastic weather, and spinning, maybe. And I guess I'll see you all next week, so take care. Bye.